I am Halcyon. Welcome to Hug Nation. Today I want to start by saying happy birthday to First Saturdays.
Woo!
Happy 8th birthday for Saturdays.
First Saturdays is the homeless outreach that I have been doing started with my friends Merrick and Jason, high school friends that we got together at our 25th anniversary, or reunion, I guess they call them. They don't do reunions anymore, do they? I mean, with Facebook groups, it seems like, what do you talk about at a reunion? I loved your new profile pic. Thanks. That article you posted, that was, I liked it. Do you see I liked it? Yeah, thank you. Anywho, at our reunion, we got together and realized that we had a desire to be more of service in the world. Even though our paths were wildly divergent, Jason is a devout Christian man, and I am different than that. He took a straight and narrow path. I took a crooked, dusty one. And we realized as we were talking about the things that we were resonating with, the things we wanted more of in our life, that service was the key. You know, I was talking about it in terms like gifting, and he had other terms, more church-based, but the ideas were the same, and our desire was the same, and the lessons that we had learned in our 25 years apart were the same. So one day we started, Jason called me from the Costco parking lot, and he said, I just bought a bunch of stuff to give away. Let's go down to Skid Row. And so I picked him up in the pink Hugmobile, went downtown, and we handed things away, and it was magical. And he said, it was the first Saturday of the month, and he said, let's do this every first Saturday. And that was 8 years ago. And since then we've had, I don't know how many thousands of volunteers that have come through, how many thousands of people that we've served, and it's been magical. And you know, I do a lot of wacky things, and I do a lot of things that can be perceived as hedonistic, and it's important to me. It's important for my sense of self to have this anchor of service that is really so core to who I am. But I told the story this weekend to the group, which I don't think I've shared at First Saturdays before, but years ago, when I was active in my personal site, cockybastard.com, and I was just getting started doing Hug Nation, I got a lot of flack through YouTube and through my blogging, and people were saying that, you know, you think you're doing good in the world, you're going around wearing fur pants and hugging people. Like, why don't you do something that matters? Why don't you help the poor? Why don't you, work at a soup kitchen? You know, you're a fraud. You're a hypocrite. And that hurt, like, because part of me believed that, and believed that I was a fraud. I still struggle with that. But a part of me had this belief, had this philosophy that the path of self-love, the path of understanding myself and understanding my true nature and my gifts, and that was the most powerful path to be of service in the world. And that if I was acting from a reactive place, if I was acting from a place of guilt or shoulds, I should do this, or I need to pay back the debt I have for my blessings, then I'm coming at it from an energy that is not truly healing. It's not truly loving. It's trying to dig out of a hole, and that energy is very different than spreading light. And, a decade plus later, as I'm laughing with my arm around a homeless friend at First Saturdays, I realized, oh my gosh, this happened the way that I believed it would. We didn't go out trying to create a homeless charity. We just followed what felt right. We followed what we wanted to do to make ourselves happier, to make ourselves feel like we were more in alignment with our truth. And it resonated with people, and it feels good. You don't leave First Saturdays going like, oh, poor people. You leave going like, hey, people are better than I thought they were. I'm a good person. I can be good more often. That makes me feel great. Whee! And that has been the most rewarding part of this process. And when people push me, and people will sometimes email and they'll ask me questions about, what should we do for the homeless in this situation? Or here's a homeless person that I met, what should I do? And I'm like, oh, actually, I am not an expert in getting people off the street. I do not know the sociological, economic things that play here. First Saturdays has always been more of a practice in kindness, an opportunity to learn how good it feels to gift and to be of service. And the easiest way to do that is to reach out to people who have very little. There are other organizations that are way better at societal shifts and changing people's lives. We're about kindness in this moment. Because honestly, societal shifts, sociology, political, economic, these things are complicated. I don't feel confident enough to say this is what we should do. But kindness is simple. I can vehemently, black and white, say it is good to be kind to a brother and sister. It is the right thing to do to help somebody if you can, and it doesn't deplete you too much, and lift up somebody else. Relieving someone's burden lifts you up. I just know that to be true. And as the world feels like it's getting wackier and more confusing, and more polarity and more division and more tension, I'm more and more finding that a monthly gathering, a monthly opportunity to remind myself of truth is so important. And throughout the years, there have been so many examples of like ripples that where a little bit of kindness has snapped somebody into a change in who they are. Little kids who their parents came to, months later and said, hey, here's a bag of change and checks because our son said that he didn't want presents this year. He wanted to have all his friends give him money instead that he could give to First Saturdays. Or the woman who brought this huge coat, and I was like, whoa, someone is going to be stoked when they get that. That looks warm. She said, it is warm. It saved me when you guys gave it to me when I was homeless. Or this weekend, we were closing up, we were taking down the tables, and this young man comes up and he's like, do you guys have any more food? And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, we ran out of food. We do have some more care packs. Do you want a care pack? He's like, oh, sure, that would be great. And give him the socks and the toiletries and the little snack that's in there. And as I'm talking to him, another gentleman, one of our regulars, a very jolly, friendly, loving man, he overheard me talking to him and said, young man, young man. And he reached into his cart and he pulled out 2 sandwiches and a thing of chips that he had just got from us. And it was like, that is what First Saturday is about. It's about kindness. It's about realizing how good it feels to be that, to know if that's who you are in the world, then everything else can slip away. You can fail at so much and know that you are on track and you are winning if you can act with kindness to one another. And so this older man got to receive kindness from us, and then right away he got to give kindness. And those ripples, I just have faith. I gotta have faith that changing the world is too much. It is too overwhelming. But changing the way you are in the world and changing who you are so that you resonate ripples of kindness has no choice. There's no other option for it to change the world. So thank you everyone who has been a part of First Saturdays these last 8 years. It has been amazing. It's considering how chaotic it sometimes is, it's hard to believe we've been doing it so long. But it has been fantastic. Thank you. I know a lot of people online, friends and listeners here, have contributed money, which we need critically so that we can get the care packs together and give people clean socks. Thanks for everyone who has helped make that happen. Thanks for all the volunteers, all the smiles, all of the people that we've served. It has transformed my life, and I'm wordless and grateful. Not wordless, but maybe I should be more wordless. I will just say thank you. Last month, we had our very first kind of tense interaction with the police. They were very friendly, but they were responding to complaints from the nearby residents who lived in the towering condos right next to the park that we go to. And they were really pushing us to move to another location. And we had a attorney that happened to be there and who helped us do some research and realize the things that we potentially are doing outside the law and the things that we could get in trouble for if they wanted to get us in trouble for. And that person was like, look, there's a really good chance they're going to be waiting for you this month. And so this was a very unique situation for me I've gotten really good, and I love, after we organize our clothes, we have a big circle of love where I explain the event and I explain some of these ideas about what we're about kindness. We're not really about, saving homeless people. We're about showing kindness to brothers and sisters. And I love that part, and it's fun, it's silly, but this was the first time that I had to say, hey, just so everybody knows, since you're kind of trusting me and a lot of you guys are here for the first time, we could have a altercation with the police when we go to this new location. And here's the things that could get us in trouble and could get you in trouble. And it turned out we did not have any police waiting for us. I don't know if that was because there was a big protest going on nearby or because we convinced them last month that we were nowhere near as terrible as the complaints made us sound. But I felt an obligation to let these volunteers know that I didn't want to trick them into getting involved with a potentially very tense situation. And as I look back at this whole chapter, I was like, wow, I'm a better leader than I maybe thought I was, or maybe that I used to be, for sure. Because I took responsibility for everything. I'm like, look, thank you for bringing these sandwiches. This could happen. If that happens, tell them it's my fault. Tell them, talk to me. I'll take responsibility. And I guess this is something that parents have to do on a daily basis. Assess risk, communicate what is important so that your family knows what's going on, and then do what you can to protect them without being cowardly in the world so that you lose out on the experience of life and love and giving. So thankfully we had no police altercations, and thankfully there was no reason for the alarm, and nobody had to actually see what I was going to do when the police started ticketing or arresting. But it was a super learning experience for me. Not really learning, I guess it was like a classroom, but it was like a pop quiz, because I didn't plan, I didn't know what was going on. And I think that lately, maybe the one reason I'm feeling so good today is because the last few months I've been hard on myself. And yesterday, or this weekend, when this happened, it was like, oh, I may not have produced an awesome new video lately, but I could see the result of my growth. I could see the person I was in that situation is the result of this practice, this weekly practice of Hug Nation, this practice of all the things that I do to try to keep myself more aligned to that highest vibration of who I am. And again, thank you for everyone who is a part of First Saturdays and part of Hug Nation, whether you listen live or you watch the YouTube videos or whether you listen to the podcast. This vibration is not singular to me. I'm a node in this resonance, and I'm strengthened by it, and I hope you are too. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you. Stay tuned for more Hug Nation. You've been very patient. It's almost 2 o'clock right now. I think it's time for a hug. So, wherever you are, grab yourself by the shoulders. And have some gratitude for this physical body. Have some gratitude for all the roles that you play, all the jerseys you put on to be a liberal or Democrat or Christian or Eagles fan, and recognize that this is just, it's just a jersey. The separation, the difference that this creates between you and every other human on the planet is so minor. We put on these jerseys and enjoy the game, but try to notice when you find contempt for those who have different jerseys than you, who are in different teams than you are. Try to look through that and recognize that we're all part of a human family. We all are trying to protect our families and what's important to us. We're trying to lift ourselves up, stay safe. And sometimes we get caught up in our team. So let's forgive ourselves for doing so, and let's forgive others for doing so. And let's just take 3 breaths together from that place of oneness and recognition of a global family, of a single vibration, of billions of lights stemming from a single source, all part of one cosmic organism. 3 breaths, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Ready? On behalf of Grandpa Caleb and all the love warriors, happy Hug Nation. I love you. Please subscribe to the Hug Nation YouTube channel. Follow me on Facebook. You can check out Halcyon Pink on Instagram, or just listen to the wind, and I'll be there. I love you. If you enjoy this, share it with a friend, an open-hearted person who might be part of our wonderful collective Hug Nation family.